everybody? Pete McPherson from Do You Even Blog here, and today, Facebook Live, it's Fridays, which means I go live, and I got my coffee mug with an awesome, if a user is having a problem, it's your problem. Fun startup related quotes. I'd argue for blogging and online business too, but neither here nor there. So I want to walk through a little story. I'm going to show you the dashboard of Do You Even Blog behind the scenes in WordPress, and we're going to talk about PHP version and why you need to update immediately and how to actually do it. This is actually really important. So, you why this isn't an Ask Pete from a reader, by the way. This is actually a Pete asking Big Scoots, who host my website. I switched over to them about 2 weeks ago, and I've been noticing, like, why is my WordPress backend so slow? I've been doing blog posts, and it's taken forever to hit the update button, and you know how it auto saves sometimes? It was taking forever and freezing. I'd have to close down the browser and open it back up, and it was like a crazy pain. And then I had trouble logging in. I was like, why is it so slow? What is going on? So I emailed support at Big Scoots, and props to them. They're super, super speedy and on the ball. I love them so far. They gave me a few reasons, what could be going on. We talked through a little bit, and then they said, you might want to update your PHP version. I was like, whoa, hold up, wait a minute. I updated my PHP version, back when 7.0 first came out or something, PHP version 7. I don't know, it was like 6 months ago. And they're like, no, you're running version 5 point something something. I was like, what? What happened was it automatically switched for some reason when I switched host. When I was on SiteGround, I had updated. When I moved over, I don't know how it happened, but I got downgraded to a different version, an older version of PHP. By the way, if you don't know what PHP is, it's just code. PHP is a programming language, and it needs to be updated periodically. So before I actually show you how to do it, really quick, it's super easy, by the way. It's literally just a few clicks and you're done. Very, very easy. I want to share a little bit of why this is actually incredibly important. I'll actually link to this post from WP Rocket. I use WP Rocket, by the way. It's a superb WordPress plugin. This post covers everything you would need to know and why this is important. But let me just hit the big stuff. Number one, speed. The back-end performance of WordPress, this actual dashboard, moving around and doing things, it's so much faster and better in the newer versions of PHP, specifically version 7 and onwards. I guess I should have mentioned that or put it in the notes. We are currently at version 7.3.5, I believe. But 7.1, 7.2, those are also totally cool. We're going to talk about that in a second. And it just speeds things up. And it's also more secure. And there's compatibility issues that could arise. I won't name names, but a client of mine actually had his entire site, every single post and page on his entire site, broken, gone. It was white space. When you opened it, it turned out the themes and plugins hadn't been updated in a while, and then there was a new version of WordPress and a new version of PHP that needed to be upgraded, but it wasn't, and it caused lots of problems. And even when we updated, it was still broken, and it was a whole big mess. It could have been fixed or avoided if all the plugins, themes, WordPress, and PHP had been updated when updates are released. It's super important. I will link to this somehow, but super not important right now, I would argue. Let me go through how to check. Okay. There are two things. If you have the most recent version of WordPress updated, WordPress 5.2, I believe, you'll actually see under Tools right here, Tools, let me hover over, Site Health. This is actually new. It's really cool. If you scroll down to Server, you have to click over to Info first, and then scroll down to Server. It'll actually tell you your PHP version. I updated mine, Server, click this right here, PHP version 7.3.5. Woohoo! I'm updated. If yours says 5 point something, then you need to go update it. There you go. Another thing you can do is install a plugin literally called Check PHP Version, I believe is what it's called. I'm just going to search PHP. We're going to see what pops up right here. Scroll down and see it. You can do this. It's completely free. It's really easy. Display PHP Version. You can click Install, you activate it, and then whenever you are in your main dashboard area, it'll actually just tell you, right here, at a glance. It'll say, where'd my at a glance go? There we go. It'll say right here, you are running PHP version blah, blah, blah. So you can check it that way if need be as well. Okay. Last note, before I show you how to install it using cPanel or whatnot, Shout out to Grayson Bell. I believe it's just graysonbell.com. I'm sorry, Grayson, if I got your URL wrong. He is the resident WordPress guru in the FinCon community, and he's just a great guy. He has a team, I believe, that does stuff like this. He warns against updating to the most recent version, 7.3.5, the one that I'm running right now. I upgraded this morning. You don't necessarily have to do that newest version. You might actually break more things if you do that. If you just go to 7.1 or 7.2. He even said that in the private Facebook group. Oops. Here we go. He said that in the private Facebook group. You might want to just update to PHP 7.1 or 7.2. You're going to be a little bit more safe doing that. And the other note is, even when you do update, no matter what PHP version you update to, just go ahead and do a backup. You can use the, what's the name of that free backup plugin? I don't remember. Just search backup plugin. I have an entire blog post written about it. I can't remember the name, but at the moment. I have free backups via VigScoots, and I know I had the same backup option on SiteGround, and pretty much every host offers it. Some do it by free, some you have to pay extra for it, or you can just use a free plugin to back up your site. It's always a good idea. Anyways, right? All right. So last but not least, I'm actually going to check. This is a new website, as in I just installed this WordPress version a couple of days ago. I'm going to go Tools, Site Health. I'm going to see what it's running because I really have no idea. I might have updated it on accident when I updated Do You Even Blog, but we're going to check anyways. Server, 7.3.5. Okay, I updated it. It's on the same thing. So what you will do is you will navigate to your cPanel account. I'm actually going to go find it. It should be relatively similar to what I'm about to show you in VigScoots, but it might have a little bit different wording, whether you're on Namecheap or GoDaddy or SiteGround or Bluehost or whoever, it doesn't matter. It's going to look roughly the same. You're going to navigate to cPanel, click on over, and you'll go to PHP My Admin, maybe. There's a few different things you could do. Select PHP version. There we go. I would do this. And this is actually what I did this morning. Select PHP version. It might say something like PHP management. You might have to click a few different things, but it's definitely going to be under PHP something, something, something. So this morning when I came in here, this said current PHP version 5.6. That's where I was at. There's a whole bunch of things checked down here. I had no idea what this stuff is. I'll fully admit that. I left it as the default. I had no idea what these are. I just ignored it and left them as their defaults. Whatever was checked, I left it checked. So it was 5.6. I came down here and selected 7.3. You can do 7.1 or 7.2. I would suggest that probably. You're going to get the same speed increases and compatibility, safety net, and security, safeness, or whatever in 7.1. So I would just do that. 7.3, I clicked Set as Current, and then I clicked Save, and then I was done. Your cPanel might look a tiny bit different than this, but it's going to be roughly the same thing. SiteGround, Bluehost, Namecheap, doesn't matter. You're going to come down here in cPanel and find something like this. Again, I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit different wording, whatever your cPanel is, but you'll do this. You'll just select the right one, 7.1, 7.2, etc. You'll make current or click save or something like that, and then you should be good to go. It literally happens instantaneously. You should be able to go back to your WordPress dashboard here, hit refresh or whatever, and come back in here, and you'll see it should have the latest PHP version. That's it. That's literally it. Yes, you could break some plugins. Some plugins might even say that they're not ready to work for PHP 7.1 yet, but they still might work. Or some might not say anything, but they might break. I don't know. And at that point, you're going to want to reach back out to the plugins, if need be, if you care about it. You can always downgrade your PHP. I don't know exactly what that looks like. I've never done it before, but I'm sure you could. It gave me the option, as you saw a second ago, to actually go down to an older version. I don't really see why you do that, but alas. You're probably going to be okay. If you're at 5.6 right now, going to 7.1, unless you're just using some off-the-wall, crazy custom plugins, I think you're going to be okay. Most plugin developers worth their weight update it enough to satisfy 7.1, 7.2. I don't know about 7.3. That's what I did. And nothing's broken so far. I'll do you in blog, but you just never know. So that said, I believe that's all I really got for today. I will go live, or we'll end going live rather. If you have any questions, as always, email Pete at Do You Even Blog, or find me on Twitter at Do You Even Blog, or on Instagram at Blogger Pete, I believe. I am going to enjoy this wonderful beverage, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. If you indeed watch this live, hope you enjoy it. If you watch it as a replay, let me know if you have any questions, email, Twitter, and I'll catch you guys next time. Adios.